Hey everybody, so one of the questions that I got for the live stream, but unfortunately was unable to record because our internet went out, was what do we do about tornadoes living here in Oklahoma? Now, coming from Florida, tornadoes aren't really a big deal for us in the sense that we're used to tornadoes. So this is coming from someone, though, that lives in an area in the country that doesn't get tornadoes. So I can definitely see how that would be kind of scary if you're from a place that doesn't normally get tornadoes, but now all of a sudden you're being faced with the potential of moving to somewhere where, you hear a lot of crazy stories about tornadoes in Oklahoma. So the first thing I actually did when my husband brought up Oklahoma to me was I researched the area we were looking at to see how many major tornadoes they had. And when I say major, for me, it's like an I think it's E5, E4, E5 that are the largest, similar to like a Cat 4, Cat 5 hurricane for Florida. And so I looked that up for my area to see how often or how many of them that there were, and there weren't that many. So that gave me a lot of reassurance there. Because living in Florida, we had tornadoes last year on Christmas Eve that popped up literally a mile from our house in a downtown area. And it just so happened that it went out to the countryside of the county versus more of where we were at. And so while there was still damage from that tornado, it was a lot less had it actually come our direction and gone through our historic downtown area. So tornadoes are something we're pretty used to in Florida. Now, with that being said, there are things that no matter where you live, if you live anywhere where there are tornadoes, there's some things that you need to be mindful of, obviously. Out here where we live, there are, we're not really close to many towns, but I did actually hear a few weeks ago a tornado siren. I'm assuming they were testing it because it was like perfectly clear skies. I was outside, but I did hear a tornado siren. So I know that even though we're not necessarily very close to towns, that even with that being said, that we will hear tornado sirens, should that be something that we need to be paying attention to. Now, with that also being said, there is still pretty good warnings when it does come to tornadoes in the sense of, hey, these are the kind of storms that, out here anyways, I think it's called supercell tornadoes or supercell thunderstorms or something like that tornadoes come from. So those are things that we are aware of. And luckily we do know somebody out here who is a storm chaser. So we are definitely very kept very up to date on what's going on with the weather. So there is that. Now, in the way of shelter, yes, we do live in a camper, and campers can absolutely be blown away and blown to pieces in a tornado. The thing about that is, in our area, every school is a tornado shelter. There's a lot of mobile homes and stuff in this area. And there's a lot of homes, like regular block homes out in this area that do not have storm shelters with them too. So obviously schools are a storm shelter out in our area. And then also our neighbors, both across the street. There's a neighbor across the street, and then there's also a neighbor across the street, but also owns the property next door to us. The property next door to us, he has a storm shelter at that place and said that we're able to use it anytime we want. We literally just have to walk through our yards to get there. And then our neighbor across the street, we just walk across the street and go through his property. But our neighbors have offered their storm shelters to us as well, which for me just kind of gives even more validation to the fact that this area is amazing and there's some really good people in this area. And I will say that, like, the neighbor across the street, not the one that owns the property next door as well, but there's one that just lives across the street. He offered that to us within, I want to say, the first month of us living here. And then our neighbor next door, he's the one that's helped us out so much with everything. He just brought it up recently to my husband because we've had some bigger storms going on and asked us, like, do we have a plan for a tornado? So that's things you can do. Obviously, if you are building a homestead, and that's something you're very concerned about, build a storm shelter. Make that one of your first priorities. And I don't doubt that that's something important to do, and that's something that you'll probably want to do is build a storm shelter. Eventually we'll have one. It's just not something that has really been on our radar yet because it's not necessarily a necessity as of yet. Like I said, there's typically pretty good warning still with tornadoes, and we're also in an area that's not very prone to tornadoes. It's rather uncommon actually in our area to get a tornado. So just some things to think about in the way of tornadoes. Yes, they do happen, but there are different outlets and different ways to keep yourself and your family safe in that instance. And I will say more, like the plains area of Oklahoma does have the much larger tornadoes. They do have more of the like E5s, and it's part of the tornado alley and everything else. So again, just do your research if you're looking into moving somewhere into Oklahoma. Research your area, find out what kind of tornado situation you're looking at, and then kind of make your decision based off that of whether you even want to live there, or if you need to be putting in a storm shelter or trying to find somewhere that has a storm shelter when you buy it originally. So just some things to think about. If y'all have any questions, definitely feel free to drop them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer them. Hope y'all have a great day. Bye.